Hello my dear students, today let us start problems on the chapter Truss. Okay, first we will see the problems part by the method of joints. So in my last video I have explained you what is method of joints. I will again summarize it. So method of joints is nothing but here the procedure is in this problem I'll go step by step so that it is the first problem and you may understand correctly. Before that, so in this method of joint, first a joint is selected. Any type of problem is given. If any type of truss they may give the force here, if any problem is given. Okay, first what we have to do, we have to select a joint where there are only two unknown forces. So forces are in these members. So there may be, if this is a member AB, there is two forces. What is that? FAB and FBA. So in this member only we can see two forces, that is F means it represents forces, FAB and FBA. So in this member, if we illustrate, we have two number of forces, that is FAB and FBA. So what may be the direction? So the direction may be, if FAB is like this, okay, FAB is like this, what will be FBA? It will be equal and opposite. Because it is equal and opposite, it is stable. Okay, any forces, if here in this problem we will assume the directions of the forces. So ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಬರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಂತೂ ಪಕ್ಕ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಯಾವ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನು, ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಥರನ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಈಗ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಇಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಎಫ್ ಎ ಬಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ನ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬಂತು, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈ ಥರ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಈಗ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಎಫ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು, ಎಫ್ ಬಿ ಎ ವೈ ಬಂತು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂತಂದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಅದನ್ನು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಸಮರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ವೇರ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೋಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಲೋಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಜಾಯಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೂ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್. ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ಜಾಯಿಂಟನ್ನು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಟೂ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಆ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಸಿ ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಈ ಸಿ ಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಎರಡು ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ನು ಸಿಕ್ತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ 1 2 ಸಿಕ್ತಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇದು ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಸಿ 1 2 ಸಿಕ್ತಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಈ ಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವಿ ನೋ ದಿಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ನಾವು ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ, ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ಆ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೇರ್ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್. ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಟು ನೋನ್ by the equations of equilibrium. Okay, thus the analysis proceeds from joint to joint to find the forces in all the members. So here in this problem, see here, find the forces in all the members of the truss shown in figure, tabulate the results they are given. So this is from the method of joints. So see here, this is the problem ABC. The direction is I don't know. We have to assume corresponding, when we go to that step, corresponding to the step we will find them. Okay, if this is theta, this is also theta they have given. Okay, I'll go by step. So first one, that is step 1. So what we have to do, we have to find the theta, because any inclined angle, determine the inclination of inclined members. We have to determine the inclination of all the inclined members. In this case, what are the inclined members? This EB and CB are the inclined members, so both are same. So take here, I will take tan theta is equal to, why I took tan, because I know the sides, that is theta. What is the theta? What is the angle of theta? That is sine is opposite by hypotenuse, cos is adjacent by hypotenuse. What is tan? Opposite by adjacent, right? So what is the angle opposite to the theta? What is the side? So this is this side, that is BD. How much is the BD? It is nothing but BD ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, AE ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So it is 3 meter. This is also 3 meter. So tan theta is equal to ಏನಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದು, this BD divided by ED or BD divided by CD. Now BD ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು, 3 meter, ಇದು ಅಂದರೆ 3. So tan theta is equal to 1. Whenever tan theta is equal to 1, theta is equal to what? 45 degree. So this is our first step. Okay, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, theta find ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Step 2 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, we have to find the reactions. If any support is given, then we have to find the reactions corresponding to that support. But here in this problem, support is not given, so I will go to step 2. When support is not given, what is the third step? We have to look for a joint. Look for a joint at which there are only two unknowns. Okay, if there are, okay, if suppose we find the two unknowns, okay, fine. If such a joint is not available, then what? If such a joint is not available, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಟೂ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್, determine the reactions at support. If suppose a joint with two unknowns, if we didn't get, means we have to determine the reaction at the support, and then at support these unknowns may reduce to only 2. okay, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹವೆವರ್ ವಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಉಳಿದವೇನು, ಇನ್ನೂ 2 ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಟ್ ವಿಲ್, ಇಫ್ 3 at the support, if 3 unknowns are there, if you find the reaction, 2 unknowns will be unknown, 1 will be known. So what is the condition? We have to find the joint with 2 unknowns. So it is obviously we will get that. Now we will see in the diagram a joint with 2 unknowns. Before that, I'll mark some of the, see here 40 kilonewton is there, it is going outwards. Okay, at D ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, and the reaction is like this. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್? ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, this will be the, this is all assuming. Okay, if 40 kilonewton is like this, this will be opposite and equal to that. If FDB is like this, what about FBD? Same in opposite direction. Okay, then if this is coming out, this is also coming out, then I'll take a force in between them towards this direction. So we have to maintain equilibrium. No problem, if this is wrong, no problem, the answer will come in negative, we have to make it again positive. Okay, I'll assume this is going inwards. So if you assume this going inwards, this is opposite and equal. Okay, a force is coming, this force is going, so another force will be coming. I'll assume like this, so opposite and equal. So in the same member, both the forces, one like this and one like this, should not be there. They should be opposite and equal. In the direction it should be opposite. Okay, then at here another force coming like this, this force let come like this. Okay, so this is just assumption. You can assumption you hang ಬೇಕಾದಂಗೆ ತೋಡ್ರಿ, but there are some rules in the member. They should be opposite and opposite in direction, equal in magnitude. Okay, then DD. Okay, all the forces I mentioned now. ಇವಾಗ find ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. So if we take a joint E, what are the forces? FEA 1 2 3. There are 3 unknowns at a joint E. We can't take E. What about A? If we take at A, so this is fixed one, right? If this is a fixed beam, okay, then there will be reactions here. So it is possible that it has more than 2 number of reactions. If we take A joint, there will be FAB, and because of this fixed one horizontal will be there and another one vertical will be there, so A will also not come. If we take D, 1 2 3 4 unknowns. If we take B, 1 2 3 4 unknowns. How about C? So if we take C, 1 2 3 unknowns, but one unknown we already know, that is 40 kilonewton. Correct. At C we know we have 3 unknowns, but one unknown is known, that is one force ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಎಷ್ಟು 40 kilonewton. What are the unknowns? 2 unknowns, this one and this one. If you find this one and this one, what about this? Then here will be, this will be known in opposite in direction, so 1 2 will be known, 3 4 will not be known, so we can find D. Like this we are correspondingly going. So now I'll take C. ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿ ತೊಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? ಸಿ ಯಾಕೆ ತೊಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ 3 ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. 3 ಫೋರ್ಸಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, 2 ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ 2 unknowns, right? So I'll consider the C. Okay, now at joint C, so I'll write in wordings. Now at joint C. Okay, now at joint C there are only 2 unknowns. Okay, there are only 2 unknowns, that is force in CB and force in CD. Okay, force in CD and force in, that is FCD, FCB. 2 forces, right? Force CD, force CB are unknown. This 40 kilonewton force is known, so I'll take that. I'll take joint C. So this is taking a joint is the step 2. Now I'll go to the step 3. So after taking joint, what we have to do now? These 2 equations of equilibrium. Now there are 2 equations of equilibrium, 2 equations of equilibrium for the forces okay, meeting at the joint and two unknown forces are there okay, two unknown forces are there which can be determined okay. Now I'll take the joint C. I'll take only the joint C. CL ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು 40 kN force, ಒಂದು FCD and FCB. So I'll take the joint C now. So whenever you solve, you should take the free body diagram of C, any joint you take. So I'll take this as C. So it has one 40 kilonewton force and one force here and one force here. So this is 60 degree. Okay, so we assume this as this one, that is towards the joint C, FCD, and this one upward we assumed, that is FCB. ಈ ಅಸಂಪ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಆದರೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಆಯ್ತಂದರೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ನ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ. ಐ ಟುಕ್ the free body diagram of joint C. Now what we have to do, we have to apply the equilibrium concept. What is that equilibrium concept? Summation of vertical force equal to 0, taking upward as positive. So this is the equilibrium condition. So first one is vertical forces, second one is summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, taking left to right as positive. Now see here, vertical forces ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು 0ಗೆ equate ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So 40 kN is there and here FCB, ಇದನ್ನು resolve ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. There is one inclined force, so when I incline force, this will be FCB, so 60 degree sin 60, this will be FCB cos 60 degree. So I resolve the force here only. I resolved this inclination force as horizontal and vertical. Now summation of vertical force is equal to 0. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, FCB sin 60 degree. Okay, it is upward, so positive. Next ಯಾವ force, 40 kN force, minus 40 is equal to 0. So FCB is equal to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, this 40 sin 60 ಅಂದರೆ, sorry, it is not 60, it is 45. Okay, so this is nothing but this angle only, theta. So whatever is theta, we got 45. So theta is 45. Okay, so sin 45, so FCB divided by sin 45. Now FCB is equal to 40. This is 1 by root 2, right? So 40 divided by 1 by root 2. So root 2 ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, 40 root 2. So our assumption, what I took, that it is in upward direction, so it is positive. Our assumption is right. If suppose FCB ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದರೆ, if minus 40 root 2 ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದೇನು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಈ ಥರ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು. ಈ ಥರ ತೊಗೊಂಡು we have to continue in the next joint. Okay, we found that FCB is 40 root 2. So before going next page, I'll try to solve here only because I have to show you again, right? So now first one ಆಯಿತು. now sigma h equal to 0 taking left to right as positive. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, so FCB cos 45 it is in this direction, so minus FCB cos 45 degree, then this FCD is going inside, right? This will be positive FCD, okay, is equal to 0. So FCD will be, FCB ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ 40√2. ಸೊ FCD ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, FCB ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 40√2. ಸೊ 40√2 cos 45. cos 45 ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, is also 1/√2. so √2 cancels. FCD is equal to 40 kilonewton. Okay, our assumption is correct that it is in this direction only because the answer came as positive. So answer FCD, FCB we found it. Same equilibrium concept ಹಾಕೋದು, ಆ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತಗೊಳೋದು, equilibrium concept ಹಾಕೋದು. It's very easy, don't leave in the exam, but it is lengthy, that's it. So there is no confusion, nothing, right? We have to take free body diagram and we have to continue. So CLE ಇರೋ 3 forces ಯಾವುದು, FCB, FCD 40 kilonewton. FCB is to 40√2, FCD is to 40 kilonewton, and the assumption is also right. So answer positive ಬಂದಿದೆ, so answer is right. If suppose if negative ಬಂದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. So FCD and FCB we found it. So ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸು we already found out. So next ಯಾವ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, we'll take the next joint as D. okay, so next joint D ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 2 3 4 D ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ we already found out, that is this force will be this force, okay, and 1 2 unknowns, these are known. So I'll write that first. So I'll take the joint D. So now I'll first write the step 4. So what is the step 4? So step 4 is on the diagram of the truss. On the diagram of truss, so what we got, mark arrows. So what I did know, that's only. So it is first problem, I am writing in detail. Mark arrows on the members near the joint, analyzed to indicate, okay, to indicate the forces on joint. What we did, same, mark arrows on the members near the joint, analyzed to indicate the forces on the joint. So if we mark the 4 arrows near the force on the joint, what we have to do, at the other end of that force, at the other end, mark the arrows in reverse direction. Very important, in reverse direction. Okay, so what I assumed here, I assumed that FCB is going upwards and FCD is going this side. Okay, once I got the problem, once I got the solution for FCB and FCD, what I have to do, I have to, in the other end of the arrows, I have to mark the forces in reverse direction like this. Okay, in the diagram we already did, but according to procedure I am telling, after finding this C and D, we have to mark this direction and this direction in a reverse order. Okay, now in the present case, what we are doing, near the joint C, the arrows are marked on the members CB and CD. Okay, then reverse direction are marked in the members CB and CD near the joints B and A respectively. Now step 5, I will take step 5. Now look for the next joint. Look for the next joint where there are only two unknowns. Where there are only two. Okay, handwriting is going little bit wrong. Okay, no problem. Look for the next joint. I hope you are understanding. Where there are only two unknowns. Okay, unknown forces, and analyze the joint. So when we analyze the joint, after C we got D, which has two unknowns. Basically D has four forces, but it has two unknowns, right? So I'll take D. So one force is like this. Sorry, don't mark the arrows. One force is like this, one force is like this, and another force is like this. Okay, so in the problem only they have given that this force is 40 kilonewton and direction also given. Okay, I'll assume the force in this direction, it is in the upward direction, that is F C F, this is D, right? F D B, and this is F D F D E. Okay, so we already found these forces, and the forces is, see here in the D we have found this, and we mark the arrow in this direction. So same we have to mark the direction like this. Okay, this force is FDE, and this force, I'll assume this force in coming towards D, this is FDC, and I'll take this force as FDE. So from where it is originating, so where it is going, so like that you name the points. So this is all assumptions. These two we already got. Okay, now what I do, I'll apply the equilibrium of forces. Okay, that is summation of vertical forces equal to 0. So here no need of resolutions, as the forces are purely horizontal and purely vertical. So what are the forces in vertical direction? FDB and 40, right? So FDB minus 40 is equal to 0. Now FDB is equal to 40 kilonewton. So I got FDB force as 40 kilonewton. As it is positive, our assumption is correct. Next is summation of horizontal forces equal to 0, taking left to right as positive. Now what are the forces? FDE is left to right and FDC is, okay, FDE then minus FDC is equal to 0. What is FDE? I don't know. Minus what is FDC? What is FDC or FCD? FCD is what? 40 kilonewton. So FCD we got 40. So FDC will also be 40. Same in the member, the forces will be same. So FDE minus 40 is equal to 0. So FDE is equal to 40 kilonewton. Okay, now I found that FDE is 40 kilonewton and FDB is also 40 kilonewton. So what is FDE? This is 40, FDB also 40. So in the main diagram what we have to do, so our assumption of the direction is correct, that is like this. So in another side of the, we should mark in the reverse direction. Here also we should mark in the reverse direction to find the next joint. So joint D is over. So this is FBD at joint D. So next step number 6. So step 6, repeat steps 4 and 5 till forces in all members are found. So we have to repeat the steps 4 and 5. What is it? What does it mean? We have to find at every joint, C is over D, E, A, B, so that every joint is in every joint the forces are found. Every joint ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಸಿ ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಈ ಎರಡು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಾವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಈ ಎರಡು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ನೋ, ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇದೆಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ FCD ಇದನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, FDC ವಿ ನೋ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಡಿ ಎಲ್ ಏನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಈ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ವಿ ನೋ ದಿಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ನೋ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ಸ್? We require 2 unknowns, right? So at E there is a fixed support, don't go there. So another joint is B. Okay, so at B joint we have to find the forces in the members. Okay, so B ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 unknowns ಇದೆ. 4 unknown ಅಲ್ಲಿ we know this FD, ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದ್ವಾ, ಇದೇ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. So this is also same. So these are known, these 2 are unknown. So next we will take the joint B. Okay, after we take the joint B, we will get this force and all the members we will be finding. Okay, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಳೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ 6 ಆದಮೇಲೆ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಡೂ, ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ 7, not step 7, repeat the steps. No, we'll take the joint B. Now FBD at joint B, FBD at joint B. So this is B, right? I'll take this as B. So the force is like this. So this is the forces. What is this? 40 kilonewton force. This is FBD. So FBD we already found that is this one. FDB is nothing but 40, FBD is also 40. So this is 40 kilonewton known. Then another 2 forces, so like this is there and another like this is there. So this joint will go to C and this joint will go to E, right? Now see here in this joint B, if this is the theta is 45 degree, this is also 45 degree due to alternate angles. So this is also 45 degree. I am writing this joint B ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಈ B ನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. So we have to mark these forces. So this is B. So this is 45 degree, this is also 45 degree. So this is 40 root 2. Okay, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಯಾವುದಿದು, FBE. Okay, FBE we have to find. Another force I'll take in this direction. Okay, this is FBA. This is assumption. Okay, I would have taken like this only, no problem, but I already assumed in the question that it is going away from B. So I taken away from B. FBA, FBE 40 root 2, 40 root 2. Now what we have to do, we have to resolve the forces in vertical direction. So taking equilibrium, all the forces in vertical forces, all the forces in vertical direction equal to 0. Now we have two inclined force, so I'll for this now from now I'll write directly. Okay, what will be the forces? This FBE, this is FBE. I'll take first one. So as this direction is towards B, so when I resolve this, so nodri FBE, so on the vertical, on the horizontal. So this FBE will be so this is 45, here is the angle, so the horizontal component will be FBE cos 45, this will be FBE sin 45. So I'll write directly, that is FBE sin 45, then minus 40, it going downwards, then this is also going downwards, so this will be 40 root 2, that is 40 root 2 sin 45. When this we have to resolve this force also, when I resolve this will be like this. Okay, so we have solved plenty of problems. By now you should have understood how we can resolve this. So 40 root 2 sin 45 is equal to 0. So if I solve this, I will get FBE as 80 root 2 kilo Newton. So I found FBE. What is the another force? Summation of all the horizontal force equal to 0, taking left to right as positive. So FBA minus FBA, then which are the forces? This one will come, this one is going towards B, so it will be right side, so plus FBE cos 45, this is also going left to right, FB, here joint C is there, no, FBC cos 45 degree is equal to 0. Then what happens? What I want FBA, right? So FBA, I'll remain FBA here, or I'll send FBA to this side. So what happens? FBE cos 45 plus FBC cos 45. So what is FBE? We already found FBE is 80 root 2, 80 root 2 into 1 by root 2 plus FBC and the rest to FBC, it's nothing but 40 root 2. So 40 root 2 into 1 by root 2, root 2 cancels, so 80 plus 40 is 120 kilo Newton. So FBA is 120 kilo Newton. So we got FBA is 120 kilo Newton by solving for FBA. Now the direction of all the forces, this direction, so whatever the direction I assumed, ನಾನು ಏನೇನು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಐ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ದೆನ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಐ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಐ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಏನೇನು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ದ ಆ್ಯರೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಅನದರ್ ಎಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ at other end. So by doing this we have found all the forces. See here, so we found this forces, this force, this force, this force. ಈ 4 ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಫೋರ್ಸು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್? ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಫೌಂಡ್ ದ forces in all the members. Hence here the analysis is complete. So if we do, the analysis part is complete. So all the forces in the members you found out. Now what we have to do? Step 7. So after that we have to mark whether the forces are tension members or compression members. So what is step 7? Step 7 is we have to determine the nature of forces in each member. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮೆಂಬರಲ್ಲೂ ಅದರ ನೇಚರ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಟ್ಯಾಬುಲೇಟ್ the results. Okay, here take one note, that is, as I already explained you, what is tension in the joints. If there are two joints, okay, so see here I am writing for you. Okay, if there are two joints, if I'll mark the tension, how to mark the tension in the joints? So two forces are coming towards each other. This is the tension force in the joints. What about compression? Ulta. The forces going away from each other is nothing but the compression. So it is in the joints. If it comes in the member, it is different issue. Okay, don't go to that now. If we mark like this in the members, it is compression force. If you mark like this, it is tension force, right? If the arrows mark on the member towards each other, if the arrows are towards each other, it is tension. Okay, and if the arrows are away from each other, it is compression. Okay, now we have to tabulate the results. What we have to tabulate? We have to mark member, okay, then magnitude of the forces in kilonewton, then nature of the force. So how many types of forces are there? We have, how many members we have? 6 members we have. I'll tell you one by one. Okay, now see here, what are the members? We have AB, okay, BC, CD, DE, EB or BE, then BD. Okay, I'll write the members. Member AB, member BC, CD, DE, BE and BD. We have 6 members. So what are the forces? Forces are, you have what you have calculated here. So FBA ಅಥವಾ FAB ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸು? 120 kilonewton. So 120. What about BC? So BC also you can find here only. So where is BC? So FBC, right? So at a joint C you can find FBC ಅಥವಾ FCB is 40 root 2. So same, right? 40 root 2. What about CD? CD is, you find 40 root 2, then 40, D also 40, 80 root 2 is B, and last one is 40. Now we have to tell the nature of the force, whether it is tension or compression. See here, in the force of AB, so in the force AB, so the forces are towards each other. What is the force? Tension force. Okay, then come to BC, the forces are towards each other, tension. Then CD, the forces are going away from each other, then it is compression. Then D are also going away from each other, compression. When I come to BE, this is also going away from each other, compression. The last force away, it's coming towards each other, it is tension, right? Now we have to write it is tension. Now tension, it is compression, 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 tension. So like this we have to solve this. So when we tabulate this, the problem is over. This is how we solve the problem of truss. It is very easy, but it is lengthy. You should solve very carefully. So another one problem I'll do from this chapter, and I'll end the method of joints. Okay, so the next problem I'll take in the next class. So I think you understood this problem. Thank you.